Good morning. Welcome to ACAP Guilford's monthly meeting. We are so glad to have you join us. Are you familiar with ACAP? Let me give you a brief description. ACAP Community is an educational 501c3 nonprofit organization that offers information, resources, support, and community for those of us who are caring for our aging parents. As you can tell from our name, our focus is on supporting adults as they care for their aging parents. However, all caregivers are welcome, whether you are an adult child, another relative, a friend, or professional. Each of our 11 ACAP chapters located across the Eastern Seaboard and in the Midwest offers monthly programs that address issues related to aging, family dynamics, and an adult child care caregiving. Presenters are experts on the topic they address, and many are or have been caregivers for their own parents and their in-laws. ACAP Guilford meets on the third Thursday of each month. Our meetings will begin with a light lunch and a chance to speak with others who are caring for aging parents at 11:30. Followed by a program about an important topic at noon. We will provide lunch, but please register in advance so that we can be prepared with food for everyone. Our meetings take place at Senior Resources of Guilford at 1401 Benjamin Parkway in Greensboro. Folks who simply cannot participate in person can view our programs and past programs from all of our chapters on the ACAP community website. We would like to thank our sponsor for today's program, Arosa, for its ongoing support of ACAP Guilford. Please welcome Liz Hipster to tell about their work.
Yeah. Welcome, Liz. Thank you. Hi all, I'm Liz Hipster with Arosa Home Care here in Greensboro. Arosa offers in-home private pay home care for individuals in their home, so you don't need a doctor to write an order for it. If it's something that you feel like you need services or just want to talk about services, there's never a charge to just talk to us and see what your needs may be. We also offer care management, which I like to say is a professional family member, so we are able to help you manage the whole system that you're going through. So if there's ever a time where you're thinking, you know, the resources that are available are wonderful, but where do I start? You can talk to us as well with care management. So Arosa had a name change a couple years ago, so we are not new to Greensboro. We've been here for quite a while. We actually have one owner. We're not franchised. He's a Greensboro native. Ari Medoff is here. And we have 5 locations in North Carolina. We just opened a location in Winston. We're here in Greensboro. We've got Fuquay, Raleigh, Durham, the coast, and we have 40 other locations throughout the U.S. So if you have other family members in another state that may need help, please talk to me about that too. We may be able to get you connected with other resources. So just think of us as another resource, not only with home care, but care management, and happy to help you if you have any needs. So thank you for having us, Shelby. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you, Arosa, for sponsoring today's program. Now let's turn to our program. We would like to hear from you. So if you have any questions or comments during the program, just raise your hand. You also have notebooks where you can actually write down notes or write down your questions. So when Ms. Jennie gets an opportunity to answer the questions or ask questions, that'll be a great time. Today our program is participating in senior programs in your community. Today we are fortunate to have Jennie Matkins share a peek into the many resources in our community that provide fun, engagement, and services for older adults. So to tell you a little about Ms. Matkins, Jennie Matkins has been the Active Adults Program Coordinator with Greensboro Parks and Recreation for 13 years. In this position, she oversees both Smith and Trotter Active Adult Centers, the 50 and Hiking Club, and Ahoy exercise classes throughout the city. She also serves as the local coordinator for the Greater Greensboro Senior Games. And prior to the city of Greensboro, Jennie held several positions during her 14 years with Alamance County Recreation and Parks, and was active director for Wellspring Retirement Community for 5 years. Jennie earned a bachelor's degree in recreation management from Appalachian State University and a master's degree in parks, recreation, tourism, and sports management from North Carolina NC State. She has been recognized by the National Recreation and Park Association as a certified parks and recreation professional since 2003. Welcome, Ms. Jennie. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Shelby and Cheryl, for inviting me to come speak. I see some familiar faces in the room. This will be very casual, very interactive. If you have questions, feel free to stop, ask me whatever, something pops in, that's fine. I'm just gonna go through and talk about all of the opportunities that we offer through Greensboro Parks and Recreation, through the Active Adults programs. And not only for your, the person you're caring for, but for you too, as a caregiver. So we'll get started. The clicker didn't work for me. So just to kind of explain where Active Adults falls in the Greensboro area. So like I said, we are part of Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department. We are under the Community Recreation Services Division, which is all of the recreation centers, athletics, all of really the recreation part. And then we're under special programs. And so that is, the Active Adults unit is under special programs. So that's the Smith Center, the Trotter Center, and then our Active Adults program. So that's where we fall. Different from Senior Resources of Guilford, where we are. They are a nonprofit, so they are operated differently from us, who are operated by the city. So this is Smith, Active Adult Center. Smith was built in '76 as a regular recreation center that had offered kids programs. It has been a senior center since 1998. The one, and I'm going to get to in a minute, but what Smith is really known for is its indoor pool. We are across from the Cone Mills White Oak plant on Fairview Street. So when Smith was being built, Cone Mills donated $50,000 to build the pool in our center so that their employees would have access to recreation and an indoor pool. So that's how we are the only rec center in Greensboro with an indoor pool. And after the last couple of weeks, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So, we are a North Carolina Senior Center of Excellence. We've been certified since 2014. And that just means that we have reached the standard of best practices for senior centers across the state, and we maintain this certification every 5 years. Then our newest Active Adult Center is Trotter. So Trotter is over in Hester Park off of Vandalia. Trotter closed in 2019 to get a facelift inside, to get some sprucing up, because it was also built in '76 as a kids recreation center, after school, athletics, summer camps, those kinds of things. So we attempted to open Trotter as an Active Adult Center on March 13th of 2020. And we know what that day was. So we opened for 3 days. And then we closed for 6 months. All of the city recreation centers closed for 6 months. So we soft opened again in September, where people could come in and sign up for 30 minutes in the fitness room, 30 minutes walking laps, and then in April of 2021, we went back to in-person classes. So, terrible time to try to open an Active Adult Center that had been normally a kids center. So we had to educate the community on this is for older adults, this is for active adults, and so we're still building that. 5 years later, we are doing really well there. We try to offer the same programs at both centers, so people don't have to pick or choose. We try to offer them at different times so that they don't have to, so they can do everything that they want to do. We try not to compete, we just try to complement each other. Trotter does not have an indoor pool, thank goodness, but it does have a computer lab. So much like a library, public computer area, we have that there that folks can come in and use at no charge. So like I said, Smith has been a certified center of excellence since 2014. We just had our recertification in October of 2024, so we're good through 2029, thank goodness. So both centers have a fitness room with state-of-the-art equipment designed for older adults to be able to easily get on and off the equipment. We maintain it through a company that does quarterly preventive maintenance on our equipment, so we have an outside company that we get the equipment from, so it's safe, it's maintained. We charge $10 a month to use our fitness rooms at both centers, or $100 a year. And you can join both centers for $15 a month, and you can choose whichever one you want to go to. You will go through a orientation from one of our personal trainers that we have on staff. They will teach you how to use the machines safely. They will design a workout for you based on if you've had shoulder replacement, knee replacement. They'll try to help you with what you should and should not be doing in the fitness room. But it's not staffed, so people have to be able to operate and use it independently. They have to be able to safely get on and off the equipment by themselves. We don't have staff to do that. But if you were to bring your loved one and come with them and help them get on and off the equipment, you as the caregiver would not be charged a membership fee. So your loved one would pay the $10. As a caregiver, you would be able to come in and help them at no charge. And I should probably say in that full explanation too is, as an active adult center, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., we are 50 and up. So after 5 p.m. at both centers, from 5 to 8 p.m., we're 18 and up. So we don't get a lot of 18-year-olds, but we do get, some 40s and 50s that are still working that can come to our evening classes and our evening activities, and be able to work out and do whatever. So they also can join the fitness room and come and work out from 5 to 8 too. And so that's a little, I wanted to talk about our age requirement. Now, as a caregiver, you would not be subject to that age requirement if you wanted to bring your loved one during the day and you are not 50 yet. So as a caregiver, you can come and use the facility, both facilities, with your loved one. So I wanted to point that out to you. So this is Smith's pool. It is 3 feet on the shallow end, 7 feet on the deep end. It's about 16 yards. It's a cute little pool, perfect for water aerobics. We do offer times for lap swim and what we call open swim, where you can just get in and do your own thing. We've got all the weights and noodles and stuff that you can get in and use it. So our water aerobics classes, which this is a water arthritis class, and Dawn is teaching it. We do 6-week sessions. So we have, like, her classes are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do have 2-day-a-week sessions. So we do 6 weeks on, 1 week off. And those are typically 2 days is $60 for 6 weeks, 3 days is $90 for 6 weeks. And again, as a caregiver, you would not have to pay that if you wanted to get in the pool with your loved one and let them get in and move around and do the class. If classes aren't your thing, we offer active swim passes. So 30 visits for $30. So it comes out to $1 a visit. You get a key fob when you register. Every time you come in to use it, we just scan it, and when you're done with your 30 visits, you just buy 30 more. So again, that might be something you would rather do. And again, you as the caregiver would not have to pay the $30, but your loved one would just get the pass. It would be their pass, but then you would be able to get in with them. We do have a pool lift chair, so if people can't get in and out of the pool by themselves, we do have the lift chair. Whenever the pool is open, there's a lifeguard on deck. So during all of our classes, during open swim, we have certified lifeguards that are on deck at all times. So the pool is not open if there's not a lifeguard. Also at Smith, we have 3 bocce courts that we use for senior games, but you can check out the bocce sets anytime. Come out behind, this is the side of Smith, and then you've got two behind Smith, where you can come out and play bocce. And this was during this year's senior games event. We also have 4 horseshoe pits at Smith. This is also during senior games. We got it marked off, the pitching distance by age. So, but you can see and you can come and check out horseshoes anytime and come out and throw some horseshoes. Not everybody keeps horseshoe pits in their backyard like they did when I was growing up. My dad had a horseshoe pit in our backyard. And of course, we have 6 outdoor pickleball courts, which is our newest thing that we're known for at Smith. These opened in 2019. They are first come, first serve operated. They are open from dawn to dusk, you know. They're not lighted, so there's no night play. But they get a lot of use. And so then the center is right next to them, so people that play pickleball can come in and use our restrooms while they're playing. So the only other thing is when we're closed, there are no restrooms for pickleball people, and that does not make them happy. So, but they're really beautiful courts. They're in great shape. Before, they were dilapidated tennis courts, and they were not getting any use, and so the city had some bond money and got some grant money from the state, and was able to refurbish those and build these 6 beautiful courts. So, let's talk about the sheet in front of you. One of the exercise schedules, I believe it says, like, not the Ahoy, but the other exercise classes. So those are the classes that we offer at Smith and Trotter. And so if it has an SEM, it's Smith. If it's a TR, it's Trotter. These classes are free. There's no charge. Even the ones in the evening. And again, you and your loved one can come and take these classes. All we do when you come in is get a information sheet from you. You'll fill out the information sheet. We'll put you in our system. As we'll create your household, you'll get the key fob, like your Harris Teeter key fob. And then when you come, we'll scan it and we'll say, what are you here to do today? And you say, I'm here to do chair yoga or Tai Chi or whatever. We also have people that walk laps in our gym when it's really, really hot and really, really cold. We call them gym walkers. And so we have several people that do that. But these are the classes that are just at Smith and Trotter. All of our instructors are certified to teach those classes. They're very qualified and they do a great job doing it. You can see occasionally we have to cancel a class if an instructor can't be there that day or they're traveling and we can't find a sub. But again, the classes are free. So I want to back up too because I meant to talk about this when I was talking about the pool. So on page 3 of this newsletter, where it says aquatics at the top, that's where you get the dates and times and class descriptions for our water aerobics and then our open swim times. So it's at the top of page 3. Just want to call your attention to that. And again, if you register through our website, you can register online, or you can come in person and register at the front desk. So then flipping to, let's see, what page that's on. Flipping to page 13 in the back. Right above Health Team Advantage's beautiful ad in our newsletter is the list of the different services that we offer at Smith and Trotter. And so I've listed some of them here, but this gives, on page 13, gives the description, gives the days and times, if you need to register ahead of time, if you need to call and make an appointment, if you just need to show up, all that information is here. So AARP Tax Aid does taxes every spring, beginning February 1st through April 15th, 2 days a week at Smith, and 1 day a week. This past year, they only did every other Wednesday, and I don't think it went very well. I think they're gonna need to do every Wednesday this coming year. They were kind of overwhelmed with folks. We will begin doing balance screenings with physical, it's called physical, F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L. They're gonna be doing balance screenings beginning in September, once a month at Smith, once a month at Trotter. They're gonna alternate months, and all that schedule will be in here too. We have a grief support group that meets on Monday evenings. Audio Nova provides hearing screenings the same way, so 1 month they're at Smith, the next month they're at Trotter, and that is free of charge. You just have to call the centers and make an appointment. North Carolina Legal Aid provides legal services. They've really dropped their availability, as everybody knows. Legal aid is really stretched thin. I think our person is over 12 counties now. So she's only coming the first Thursday of the even months. So that is hard for us to keep up with. But you will call ahead of time and make an appointment, and then she will meet with you at Smith. UNCG School of Nursing offers blood pressure and blood glucose checks once a month at each center. So second Wednesdays at Trotter, third Wednesdays at Smith. They're there for 2 hours doing blood pressure and blood glucose. And then we are also, both centers offer space for Medicare insurance counseling. Our Gordon here, he takes appointments on Fridays at Smith, and then we have a different counselor that goes to Trotter as well. And that's a number that you call here at Senior Resources. You call and make an appointment, and then Gordon will see you at Smith. So then flip to that next schedule, that other sheet of paper that says Ahoy. And that is our low impact aerobics classes. Ahoy it stands for Adding Health to Our Years. It's been in Greensboro since the 80s. Not technically a evidence-based program, but very close to it, because the way it started is just now very similar to what a Silver Sneakers class would be. And then, so I gave you the sheet there, that lists our instructors. So people have favorite instructors. And so you're able to see where your favorite instructor is going to teach. It's also on page 14 in the newsletter without names. It just gives the general schedule. During the summer, we have to drop some classes at Lewis and Leonard because of summer camps in the centers. But after, I think, August 16th, we'll be back 3 days a week at Lewis and Leonard. And so this is you just show up for these classes. They're free. If you live near one of these centers and closer to you than Smith or Trotter, this is a great time to come and pop in. Classes are 45 minutes. You can do them seated. So if your loved one is not quite ready for a low impact class, they can do whatever they can from a seated position. So our employee classes are very popular throughout the city. And then in the newsletter, it gives the addresses if you were not familiar with the 6 centers. Okay, switching over, Ahoy falls under our active adult programs because it's outside of Smith and Trotter's normal programming. So I schedule those instructors at the 6 recreation centers. They are on our payroll. They work for me, and so we're able to fill them in where we need them. We have people that are cross trained to teach some of these classes, so they're willing to sub for each other. But part of our citywide programs is our 50+ hiking club. And this club has also been around since the 80s. I inherited it when I came in 2012. We are up to about 110, 115 members. And they don't all show up each week, thank goodness. We hike every Wednesday morning from September to June. And it acts like a meetup group. So when you see on here that we have a qualifying hike the Wednesday after Labor Day. So you must be able to walk around the pond at Country Park twice, 3.2 miles in under 70 minutes. And that's the fastest you'll walk on any of our hikes. But it tells us that you are able to go on some of the hikes that we take you on. That if we get you a couple miles in the woods, you're gonna get yourself a couple miles out of the woods, okay? People always ask, why do we have to do this qualifying? Well, you know, over the years, we've probably had a dozen people not be able to do it for different reasons, and that's why, because a couple of times a month, we'll take a bus or 2 buses to Eno River or Pilot Mountain or those places that are serious hiking. So we need to know that you're able to physically do it. Now, once you qualify, you get the list of where the hikes are taking place, and the in-town hikes just act like a meetup group. So when we're at Lake Grant on one Wednesday, everybody just drives to Lake Grant, they hike, everybody goes home. Now, when we take you out of town on our buses, you'll meet at Smith, and we'll take you, to Tanglewood, and then we'll tell you whether or not to pack a picnic lunch or bring money for lunch. And then we're back about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So it turns out to be a whole day thing. But we're having 30, 35 people show up for our weekly hikes. And I send about 4 of my staff each week with the group. All of our Parks and Recreation staff are CPR, AED, first aid certified. And we take an AED in a backpack that one of our staff people take with us. Everywhere we go, first aid kit. So we're very safe when we're taking our group, a couple miles into the woods, if anything happened. So that is our 50+ hiking club, and it's a $10 fee to join. And we do a big vegetable stew down at Hagenstone Park in December, where we cook over an open fire in this great big stew pot, and then in June we do a hot dog cookout, and then that $10 covers, riding the bus on all of our trips. So it's the best deal ever. And then, like she mentioned, I am the local coordinator for Greater Greensboro Senior Games. I have been involved in local senior games since 1999. I was with Alamance Burlington Senior Games. And this is different events, so we call them athletic events for ages 50 and up. They take place 5 weeks in April and May throughout the 13 venues throughout the city. And we do everything from, of course, you see archery, cycling, that's track. She's doing run and long jump, swimming at the GAC, and then we do fun events like table tennis, cornhole, bocce, horseshoes. So we have 35 events over those 5 weeks that people can participate in. Registration opens in February, it closes the 1st of March, and then we start events in April. Like I said, we run for 5 weeks. After the athletic events are over, we have the arts portion. So people that sew or crochet or knit or woodwork or paint or, they're photographers. We have 2 days of an art event plus a talent show is part of that. And there are literary competitions too. So you can enter a poem or life experience or an essay. And we have a professor from GTCC that judges those pieces, those literary pieces for us. So it kind of is all encompassing. So we have folks that are both athletes and artists that do both. And then we have people that are just artists that enter in. With both athletics and arts, people that win here locally in Greensboro then can go to Raleigh to compete against people across the state. So if you won first, second, or third place in your age group, in your event, then you qualified to go to state finals in Raleigh to compete against people in your age group who won at their local games. So there are 53 local games in North Carolina that cover all 100 counties. So there'll be 4,000 people in Raleigh for state finals, and it's a lot of fun. We have people that go every year. We've got some really competitive swimmers and track people that go, and so Greensboro is very well represented in Raleigh during that time. Plus, we've had some of our performing artists win at their talent show, so it's a lot of fun. I go down and work the awards for state finals for 4 or 5 days, and so I get to see lots of people from across the state. So that's all I have for my PowerPoint, but I did want to also walk you through our website. So if you go to www.greensboro-nc.gov, I think it's on the front here, /active adults, this website right here. It's going to put you on this landing page. So this is one of our craft classes. And also on this landing page is this newsletter. So you can get it as a PDF. You can view it online. It's really a lot to print, you know, with all of the graphics and everything. And then on the left over here gives all of the other things that we offer. So we talked about Ahoy. So there is July's class schedule is right there. Our inclement weather policy. Where's my cursor? I lost it. And then that schedule that I just showed you. So this is our summer schedule with Leonard and Lewis's schedule changing, and then right here is the printable locations. So then we talked about our aquatics, same thing. This lists the classes, and then down here is the link if you wanted to register through our online system called WebTrack. And that's up to you. You can do it in person, you can do it online, and then it also lists our active swim schedule, which is also in the newsletter. Then these are what we call, you know, all the other classes, that these are just at Smith and Trotter. That's the schedule I just handed you. It's got the instructor names. And then here's the description. We still do 4 classes a week on Zoom. So we're doing our sail balance class still on Monday, Wednesday mornings at 9:15 on Zoom. And then we're doing our 30-minute boot camp class on Monday, Wednesday evenings on Zoom. So the balance class, Joe is teaching to a camera, but our boot camp class, Janet is teaching to the gym full of, 30-some people, and we just prop the laptop up in front of her, and we're still getting 4 or 5 folks logging in. Now when the time changes and it's dark at 5 o'clock, that number picks up. So, but we are still able to offer that, and that's just, very easy for us to do. She's already teaching in the gym. We just walk the laptop in there and turn it on. But it's really nice for folks that are not driving or just aren't feeling well that day and just want to do it from their house, from the comfort of their home. And so this gives all the descriptions, like us, and times of our classes. This is the Greensboro Parks and Recreation calendar. So this has everything that's going on for older adults in all of Greensboro Parks and Recreation. So all the centers, you can come here and check out what's going on that day, not just at Smith and Trotter. never lost them. And then we talk about our clubs and groups. Hands are not working. So again, there's 50 Plus Hiking Club, how to register, where to show up. We have a book group that meets September to June at Smith, and those books are on page 2 with our July, August activities. So these are the extra things that we have going on at Smith and Trotter. And then down here is our books that we're reading for 25 and 26. We don't meet in November, December, and then we'll be posting the January to June books. And then there's, cards and games at Trotter. And then what we call other opportunities, which is on these calendars. So I wanted to point that out too, that this calendar is in the centerfold so that you can remove it. That's why it looks weird. That's why July is on, 2. So you can take it out of the centerfold, you can put it on your refrigerator, and you can see what's going on that day at Smith and Trotter. Again, SM and TR will show you where it is, but all of those things are also listed here. We've got table tennis, a very active table tennis group at both places, which is always nice because it's not weather dependent and it's a nice place to be when it's hot and cold. And then this is pickleball information for all of the city. So we list outdoor courts, indoor courts, where they're located, if you can drop in, what time, if there's a fee. Again, here are the services that we offer at Smith and Trotter, with the dates and times, how to register, and our Senior Games website. So around the end of January, we will post our registration forms on here, so you can download them. We will post how to register online. There is online registration for Senior Games. We have the dates ready for 2026. Shelby is on our advisory committee and one of our platinum sponsors, which is wonderful. And so we keep the event locations up here. It's the North Carolina Senior Games Rulebook, and then the North Carolina Senior Games website. So August 1st is the deadline for state finals. So people now that I've already emailed and sent out letters telling them what they qualified for here in Greensboro, and they have till August 1st to register to participate in Raleigh. And then those are throughout September and October, different places in the Raleigh-Durham area, except pickleball is in Wilson. And let's see here, almost done. And then during our senior games in the spring, as we finish events, I list their results, and it gives their times. It shows them where they placed in their age group and among other people. But then, as new people move to the city and they want to know more about Greensboro and, well, what's the time? What's the typical time for somebody in my age to run the 50 meter dash? I'll send them to this page and say, all of our results are here. You can see, first through whatever place for the 50 meter dash in your age group. So around January, that'll come down and we'll get ready for the new senior games. And then we have a page for just general information about the Smith Center. That's us getting our recertification in October. I needed to go out for a drink after that, so. And then Trotter's the same way, so. You can see, gives pictures of the interior. So that is active adults for Greensboro Parks and Recreation. And you can go through, flip through here. We're having ice cream socials coming up. It's got fitness room information. We're doing a school supply drive at Smith. And then you can bring them to one of the ice cream socials. You can drop off your school supplies there. Let's see, I also wanted to point out, we offer computer classes at Trotter through a nonprofit here in Greensboro. It's $150 for 5 weeks, I believe, but you keep the computer at the end of the class. And they offer servicing of that computer if you have any trouble after the class is over. And then I also wanted to point out the speaker series, that's on page 14, where we bring in, outside agencies to talk about different topics. And that's it, and this is Smith and Trotter, it tells you, the times, you know, and at which center it is, if you need to pre-register, you can just drop in. And so we do those, you know, every newsletter, we'll have a speaker series listed. On the page 15 is our outings that we do from both centers, so it might be, you know, the fourth Friday, Tania takes a group over spare time to bowl. And I should mention too, that each center has their own center supervisor. So, Mark Hayes supervises Trotter, Tania Jackson supervises Smith, and then I supervise them. So they are running the show day to day, and they are boots on the ground and, you know, taking care of everything, and I just try to give them whatever they need to do their job, and they both do a great job. So that is the newsletter. We've gone through the Ahoy schedule and the class schedule. Now, I also laid a little slip of paper down that if you want to receive this by mail or email, just fill out that little slip of paper and I'll get you added to our mailing list or our email list, however you'd like to do it. And just leave those on the table and I'll collect those at the end. So, what questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do they offer classes, swimming classes for seniors?
We are trying to go back to that. We had a lifeguard who was trained in water safety instruction,